Hey there, imagine this. What you do in the very first hour after you wake up could actually be the secret to living a long, healthy life, maybe even past 90 or 100. Sounds pretty incredible, right? But honestly, it's something that really happens. So many people are unknowingly hurting their chances of a long, active life every single morning, and they don't even realize it until way later. In this video, I'm going to share the 7 simple but powerful morning habits that folks who consistently live into their 90s and beyond actually practice. And get this, one of these habits takes just about 30 seconds, but it could literally add years to your life. These aren't things your doctor usually tells you about, but the evidence is really, really strong. Let me tell you about my friend, Arthur. When he was around 65, he started seeing his friends facing serious health stuff, heart issues, memory fading, trouble getting around easily. It was tough, but fast forward to today, Arthur is 93 years old, still lives totally on his own, drives, and even helps out at the local community garden a few times a week. What's his secret? It wasn't just good genes. Most of his family didn't make it much past 75. The big shift happened when Arthur learned about and started doing these 7 specific morning habits after going to a health seminar when he was 65. These seemingly small daily actions completely changed his health path. While his peers were slowing down, Arthur was really thriving. When I asked him what made the biggest difference, he immediately pointed to his morning routine. "What I do in that first hour after I get up has truly saved my life," he told me. And today, I'm so excited to share Arthur's secrets with you. Are you ready to discover the simple morning habits that could completely transform your health, especially after 60? Let's jump right in and find out. First habit, hydration, right when you wake up. Have you ever thought about what's happening inside your body the second you open your eyes? If you haven't had any water yet, your blood is actually getting thicker, putting extra, unnecessary stress on your heart and brain. The very first thing people who live to be 100 or more do isn't checking their phone or turning on the news. Nope, it's drinking water. And doing it immediately is super important. Leading kidney specialists and researchers studying long life at places like Harvard have found that being dehydrated overnight can actually speed up the aging process by a noticeable amount, like 31%. Doctors who know a lot about kidney health explain that while you're sleeping, your body naturally gets pretty dehydrated. They have a name for this state: morning blood sludging. This forces your heart to work much harder than it should and can damage tiny blood vessels in your brain and kidneys. This damage builds up over time and really puts the brakes on your body's ability to stay young. Take my friend Sarah, for example. At 72, she was really struggling with ongoing kidney problems, felt tired all the time, and was having worrying memory issues. Her doctors were even talking about dialysis, but when she started drinking a good-sized glass of water, about 16 ounces, the minute she woke up, before even getting out of bed, her kidney function actually improved by 28% in just 60 days. "My doctor was absolutely amazed by the change in my blood tests," Sarah told me. "He kept asking what new medication I was taking, and I just kept telling him, it's just water first thing in the morning. Here's exactly what you need to do. Tonight, before you go to bed, place a full glass of water right on your nightstand. Tomorrow morning, the moment you open your eyes, before your feet even touch the floor, drink the entire glass. Not coffee, not tea. Just plain water. Room temperature is usually the easiest on your system. Really cold water can be a bit of a shock. Make this a non-negotiable part of your morning, just like brushing your teeth. Your organs have been waiting for hydration all night while you slept. Don't make them wait another minute. Can you commit to this incredibly simple habit that could make a dramatic difference for your kidney health and your heart? People who live the longest lives in the world don't think of this as optional. It's absolutely essential. Are you already doing this? If not, when will you start? Tomorrow morning could literally be the beginning of a huge positive change for your health. If you're ready to try this, type water first in the comments below. Habit number 2, getting some natural morning light. Are you accidentally messing up your body's natural internal clock every single morning without even realizing it? If you're not getting natural light within about 30 minutes of waking up, you're missing out on one of the most powerful things scientists have found for boosting your chances of living a long, healthy life. Studies from places like the National Institute on Aging show that getting morning sunlight within half an hour of waking up significantly increases your body's natural production of melatonin later in the day, which is key for good sleep. Doctors and researchers who study how our body clocks affect aging explain that morning sunlight triggers a whole series of hormonal signals that influence everything from how well you sleep to how your body uses food, and even how sharp your brain is for the next 24 hours. Missing this morning light signal is actually linked to a much higher risk of developing brain-related diseases as you get older. Think about my friend Tom's experience. At 75, he had been struggling with not being able to sleep well for decades. He tried absolutely everything: prescriptions, sleeping pills, expensive supplements. Nothing seemed to work long-term. Then his doctor suggested a really simple change. Spend just 10 minutes outside immediately after waking up, no matter what the weather was like. Within just 2 weeks, Tom found he was falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer. But what really surprised him were the unexpected benefits. My blood pressure dropped 15 points, and that awful energy crash I used to get in the afternoon, it completely vanished, he told me. All just from sitting on my porch with my morning coffee instead of staying inside. Please, don't wait another day to start this habit that could truly change your life. Tomorrow morning, make it a goal to get natural sunlight within 30 minutes of waking up. Even on cloudy days, the light outside is significantly brighter, 50 to 100 times brighter, than indoor lighting, and provides the crucial light wavelengths your brain needs. If it's difficult for you to get around, simply sitting by an open window can still make a difference. In winter months or during bad weather, a high-quality light therapy lamp can be a helpful addition, but natural light is always the gold standard. This isn't just about getting better sleep. It's about resetting your entire biological clock to help slow down aging at a cellular level. Are you willing to give your body this incredible gift tomorrow morning? What's really stopping you from stepping outside, even just for a few minutes? Your body is literally waiting for this signal to optimize your health. If you're going to make an effort to get morning light, let me know by commenting sunlight below. Habit 3. Gentle movement before breakfast. How your joints feel when you're 80 or 90 might actually depend on what you do before that first sip of coffee. Most people make a surprisingly big mistake by staying completely still until they've had breakfast, and they don't even realize they're triggering inflammatory processes that can accelerate joint wear and tear. Doctors specializing in joint health at places like the Mayo Clinic have found that just doing some gentle morning movement can reduce joint deterioration by a significant amount, up to 65% in older adults. Leading doctors focused on caring for older people say their research shows that moving gently before eating activates a process in your body they call autophagy, which is basically like your cells doing a deep clean. This is absolutely crucial for keeping your joints healthy for a long time. They've measured huge differences in markers of inflammation between older adults who move before breakfast compared to those who eat first. This completely transformed things for my friend Carol. At 68, she was scheduled for knee replacement surgery after years of really painful, debilitating arthritis. As a last-ditch effort, her physical therapist suggested she do just 7 minutes of gentle movement immediately after waking up, before consuming anything at all. Within just 3 months, Carol's pain had reduced so much that her surgeon cancelled the operation. I honestly thought my active days were totally over, Carol shared. Now I can play with my grandchildren again, go for walks. And it all started with those simple few minutes of morning movement. Here's your simple action plan. Tomorrow morning, after you drink your water, but before you eat any food or have coffee, spend just 5 to 10 minutes doing gentle movements that feel good and help lubricate your joints. This is not about intense exercise. It's about movement that feels comfortable and flowing. Try doing small circular motions with your ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and wrists. Stand up and gently sway from side to side. If you can, touch your toes or just bend forward slightly. The key is continuous, gentle movement that helps wake up your joints and muscles. Can you feel how stiff your body is first thing in the morning? That feeling is telling you something important about what your body needs. Don't ignore it. This small window of opportunity activates pathways in your body that support longevity, but they stay inactive if you simply stay still. Will you make these few minutes a priority tomorrow to help protect your joints for decades to come? Imagine moving with ease and comfort when you're 85 or 90. The people who achieve that aren't just lucky with their genes. They're consistently doing this simple morning ritual. Will you join them? If you're going to try some gentle morning movement, type "move gently" in the comments. Habit 4, the 30-second breathing practice. This super quick 30-second breathing habit is one of the single most powerful things that almost everyone who lives past 90 seems to share. Yet, most people don't even think about it. What if I told you that the way you breathe in the morning sets the tone for your body's stress response for the entire day, potentially adding or subtracting years from your life? Researchers who have studied the blue zones, those special regions where people routinely live past 100, have documented that these long-lived individuals practice specific breathing patterns that can reduce cellular stress by a significant amount, up to 48%. Dr. Michael Cohen, who studies longevity practices in places like Sardinia, Italy, reports, "We've measured clear differences in inflammatory markers and stress hormones between people who practice intentional morning breathing and those who don't." This brief practice appears to activate the vagus nerve, essentially telling your body it's safe and can focus resources on long-term health rather than just surviving immediate stress. In the mountain villages of Sardinia, where men often live into their late 90s, researchers observed a fascinating morning ritual among the older men. Every morning, before doing anything else, they would stand outside their homes and perform a series of deep, rhythmic breaths. When scientists measured their heart rate variability and stress hormone levels, they found patterns similar to those of much younger individuals. One 96-year-old shepherd explained, "I breathe in the morning to prepare my body for a good day. If I skip this, I feel it by noon. My energy drops, my thinking gets cloudy." Here's the simple 30-second practice that could make a huge difference for your health. Immediately after drinking your morning water, and ideally while getting some natural light, try the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Breathe in quietly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Then breathe out completely through your mouth for 8 seconds, making a soft whooshing sound. Repeat this cycle just 3 or 4 times. That's all it takes. Just 30 seconds that send a powerful signal to your body to activate pathways that support longevity instead of stress responses. Does this sound too simple to actually be effective? The science is clear. This brief practice has measurable positive effects on blood pressure, inflammation levels, and stress hormones. Will you invest these 30 seconds tomorrow morning? It might be the highest return on investment you ever get for your health. Are you breathing deeply and fully right now as you watch this? Probably not. Most of us breathe shallowly, using only a small fraction of our lung capacity. Start changing that pattern tomorrow morning. If you're going to try the 30-second breath, comment "breathe deep" below. Habit 5, a protein and fiber-rich breakfast. Could your breakfast choices be silently hurting your chances of living past 90? The truth is, what many people eat for breakfast is actually speeding up their body's aging process, and they often don't realize the impact until it's much later. Experts who study nutrition and aging have identified specific breakfast patterns among populations known for their long lives, that significantly reduce markers of inflammation by up to 53%. Leading researchers at places like the Longevity Nutrition Institute explain, the first meal of the day sets up metabolic patterns that affect everything from how sensitive your body is to insulin to your levels of low-grade inflammation. Our research clearly shows that a morning meal containing at least 25 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber creates a metabolic environment that actively supports cellular repair rather than cellular damage. Consider my friend David's experience. At 68, he was diagnosed with prediabetes and had rising signs of inflammation in his blood work. Even though he wasn't overweight, his doctor predicted he would develop full-blown diabetes within 2 years. Instead of immediately starting medication, David worked with a nutritionist to completely change his breakfast. He switched from his usual toast and coffee to a morning meal packed with protein and fiber. 6 months later, his blood markers had completely normalized. The only thing I changed was breakfast, David emphasized. My doctor honestly couldn't believe it was possible to reverse these trends just by changing one meal. Here's your simple formula for a longevity-boosting morning meal. Combine a high-quality protein source. This could be eggs, Greek yogurt, or a plant-based protein if you prefer, with foods rich in fiber, like berries, chia seeds, oats, or vegetables. Add a source of healthy fat too, like a little avocado, nuts, or olive oil. And it's really important to completely avoid refined carbohydrates, things like pastries, sugary cereals, white toast, especially before 10 a.m. They cause blood sugar spikes that accelerate aging processes in your body. Can you make this simple change tomorrow morning? The great thing about this habit is that it doesn't require you to find extra time. You're probably already eating breakfast. You're simply switching what you eat to turn on pathways that actively support long life instead of those that cause inflammation. Is continuing your current breakfast really worth risking your health and vitality after 70? Make the switch tomorrow and you might start feeling the difference in just a few days. What will you choose for your breakfast tomorrow? This decision might seem small now, but its effect over years is truly enormous. Let me know what you're planning for your long life breakfast in the comments. Habit 6. Morning social connection. This morning ritual is actually more powerful for extending your life than almost any supplement you could take. It's meaningful human connection. Did you know that being isolated can affect your body's health as dramatically as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day? What most people don't realize is that when this connection happens matters almost as much as the connection itself. A famous study that followed people for 80 years found that having social connections in the morning actually increased how long people lived more significantly than even quitting smoking or exercising regularly. Dr. Robert Miller, who led the latest phase of this long-term, multi-generational research, states, "We found that participants who engaged in some form of meaningful social contact before 10 a.m. had a significantly lower risk of dying from any cause over the study period, 29% lower. Morning social interaction appears to set up beneficial neurotransmitter patterns that positively impact cardiovascular and immune function throughout the day. In Okinawa, Japan, a place known for having some of the world's longest-lived people, a researcher observed a fascinating pattern while studying the oldest residents. Each morning, neighbors would briefly gather before starting their days, some just for 5 minutes of conversation. One 97-year-old woman explained, "If I don't speak to someone in the morning, my whole day feels wrong. We check on each other every morning. It's how we've lived so long." When researchers measured her inflammatory markers and compared them to older people who were socially isolated, the differences were striking, equivalent to being decades younger biologically. Here are 3 simple ways you can add this life-extending habit to your morning, starting tomorrow. First, make a quick morning phone call to a friend or family member. Even just 3 minutes counts. Second, if you live with other people, create a simple, meaningful morning check-in ritual, instead of just rushing past each other. Third, if you live alone, consider setting up a regular morning get-together with neighbors or friends, maybe even just once a week to start. Can't do any of these? Even a friendly exchange with the person at the coffee shop or the store clerk activates some of the same positive biological benefits. The key is making some form of human connection a non-negotiable part of your morning, just like brushing your teeth. Are you willing to make this a priority tomorrow? Your body literally cannot thrive without it, no matter what supplements you take or what exercise routine you follow. Who will you connect with tomorrow morning? Your body is waiting for this critical signal to activate pathways that help you live longer. If you're going to reach out to someone tomorrow, comment, connect below. Habit 7, Directed Gratitude Practice. This is the one mental habit that truly stands out among people in their 90s and beyond, practiced almost every single morning without fail. It's intentional gratitude, but not just the vague, be thankful for what you have, advice you've probably heard before. There's a specific way to practice gratitude that actually activates longevity pathways in your brain and body. Neuroscientists at a leading university discovered that morning gratitude practices can actually physically restructure the aging brain and reduce the stress hormone cortisol by a significant amount, 23%. Dr. Sarah Jenkins, who specializes in how the brain changes as we age, explains, we can actually see measurable brain changes on fMRI scans when older adults consistently practice directed gratitude in the morning. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and emotional regulation, shows increased activity patterns similar to those found in much younger brains. But the timing is crucial. This positive effect is much stronger when practiced within an hour of waking up. My friend Patricia's story powerfully demonstrates this. At 74, she was struggling with high blood pressure that wasn't responding well to her medication. Her cardiologist was genuinely concerned about her heart function. After learning about the research on gratitude, Patricia began a simple morning gratitude practice focused specifically on her body and health. Within just 3 months, her blood pressure had stabilized, and her heart rate variability, a key marker of cardiovascular health, had improved by an impressive 31%. My doctor kept asking what new medication I had started, Patricia shared. When I told him it was just my morning thinking pattern, he was skeptical until he saw the consistent readings over time. Here's the simple 2-minute gratitude practice that transformed Patricia's health. Immediately after your breathing exercise, place your hand gently over your heart. Name 3 specific parts of your body you are grateful for and why. For example, I'm grateful for my eyes that let me see the faces of my beautiful grandchildren. I'm grateful for my legs that still carry me where I need to go and allow me to walk. I'm grateful for my heart that has been beating faithfully for me every second of every day for all these years. The key is specificity and directing that gratitude towards your physical body and its functions, not just general circumstances. This isn't just magical thinking. It creates a real, measurable shift in your nervous system function that influences everything from inflammation levels to how well your immune system works. Will you try this simple 2-minute practice tomorrow morning? It costs absolutely nothing, requires no special equipment, and could genuinely add years to your life. Have you thanked your body today for all it does for you, or are you mostly focusing on what might be wrong with it? Your perspective literally changes your physiology. If you're going to try expressing gratitude for your body, type gratitude below. So there you have it, the 7 incredibly powerful morning habits that could completely transform your health after 60 and dramatically increase your chances of joining that special group of vibrant, active people living into their 90s and beyond. You don't have to do all of them perfectly right away. Even adopting just 3 or 4 of these habits can create significant positive changes in your health journey. Remember my friend, Arthur. He started with just 2 of these habits and gradually added the others over time. The most important thing is to start tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect time that never seems to come. Your morning routine literally programs your body for either accelerated aging or for continued youthfulness and vitality. Which will you choose? These habits aren't just optional luxuries if you have extra time. They are essential, foundational practices for anyone who wants to not just reach their 90s, but to arrive there with energy, with mental clarity, and with purpose. Which of these 7 morning habits will you commit to implementing tomorrow? Your future self is absolutely counting on the decision you make right now. If you found this information valuable and empowering, please take a second to hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And subscribe for more life-changing health secrets that most people over 60 never discover. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 morning habits are you already doing, or which one are you most excited to try first? Let me know in the comments below. And please, share this video with someone you care about. It just might be the most meaningful gift you can give them, the gift of potentially adding years of healthy, vibrant life.